Hey y'all, before I dive too deep into why The Peripheral is such an amazing show, I wanted to share a little insight about why I love film so much. And I'll try to do one of them things where like you can see the card and just skip to the review if that's what you're really here for. But I just thought that my channel deserved a little bit more background and like why I'm so obsessed with film. I'm also obsessed with music too for the same reason, but I feel like film really makes me more retro reflective, if that's a word. Like music, I can listen to it, I can tune out all the bad thoughts and like get in a totally different mindset, which is awesome. But film like really transports me into another world. So before I tell y'all about The Peripheral, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about how I found it and why I started reviewing these things, because I want to help other people find these types of films a little bit easier than what I have to go through. I'm one of them people that like checks every option in any scenario to make sure that I choose the best one, and like it's just got to be right. Much like selecting other type of films, if you catch my drift, like it's not right until you find the right one, and then like you can get the end result that you want to get. You feel me? Anyway, before I get too X-rated, yeah, so like everyone, I deal with anxiety, I deal with, you know, some self-doubt, depression sometimes. And before I found this show, like I was in a bad cycle. Like I was thrown off my normal routine. I do have a bit of the post-vacay blues. I just got back from my trip in Thailand, which I don't think I've uploaded any of those videos yet, but they come in, trust me, they come in. But it's just like my routine is just thrown off, spending a lot of the day sleeping and, you know, wasting valuable time, and I didn't want to do that anymore. And one of the most consistent mediums that I found in my life to like inspire me to not go to sleep, to not tap into some other, you know, toxic vices, is film. So I was looking for something that was a little dark, some dry humor, preferably. Ooh, I think my Uber Eats here. Hold on. I got my food. By the way, God bless some Uber Eats drivers delivering at 2 o'clock in the morning. For those like me who get the munchies late night. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was looking for basically a film. Like film is therapy for me, y'all. Like I wouldn't say I was in like a super depressed mood. I was just in a bad cycle of bad habits, you know, and hopefully the people who find my channel can relate. Like film is just one of those mediums that gets me out of that slump. So like I was saying, I was looking for something with a little dark humor, okay, something high-tech, sci-fi twist. Now I get, especially nowadays, sci-fi can be super corny. So I find that sci-fi is more digestible when it's more of a futuristic twist, like actually like stuff you can see happening in the future. So I was looking for something like that. The closest thing I can relate to, like that would help like bring me out of that bad mood, is one of my favorite shows, like Mr. Robot, or Fringe, or dare I say it, Westworld. And I bring up Westworld because The Peripheral, I guess, is produced by a similar group of people, and I can see it, and it's awesome. Westworld honestly lost me between season 2 and 3. Like, I think they was just trying to throw in way too many moving parts, and they lost me. But the cinematic experience of it all is still very visceral, like very just futuristic visual elements that keep a viewer like me engaged. And What's another one I rewatched Severance, actually. I got to make another video about that one, so I won't even talk about it. But anyway, I checked Peacock, didn't really see nothing. I did want to see Nope, but I'm gonna save that to watch with my family. And Thanksgiving coming up, so we're gonna watch it in this upcoming week, I'm sure. And there was another one that I was just I was intrigued by, but I didn't watch because I just figured I'd rather watch it with fam. But Hulu didn't have anything. It was like there was a few maybes on Hulu, but I just like none of the trailers like really grasped me, you know. Netflix, I think Netflix is on a creeper documentary tip right now, which I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer. May make a video about that one later, but it's just like I'm over it, you feel me? Then I got to Prime Video, and I had been meaning to check Prime because I got this new apartment and I hadn't really connected my TV to Prime yet, but my bank account say Prime on it every other day. So I think like I subscribed to a whole bunch of trials that I never canceled. So I've been meaning to catch up on Prime to see if I even want the channels that I subscribe to. It also might be my grandparents. Half the time it is my grandparents. They be on Prime, they see a movie they want to watch, and they just be buying it, like not realizing that that's hitting my account. So yeah, I definitely sponsor my grannies and my big daddy's cinematic experiences, and that's okay. I'm not complaining about that, but it's just like Prime is always on my bank statement. So I started off with Stars. I didn't really see anything on Stars. There was one that was like the Serpent Queen, which I think I might like, but it didn't fit. Like I needed something. I need some recovery, you feel me? I needed some rehab and I don't think the Serpent Queen was it. But I think I almost started the Serpent Queen, and then I saw something for the Peripheral. And I was like, all right, okay. It had Chloe Grace Moretz. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And I like her. Pretty much everything she's in, I'm down for. She's in some weird stuff, so I like weird stuff. So I watched the trailer and I was like, yes, this is something I can binge. This is something I can zen out to and, you know, come out on the other side more energized and inspired and not use all of my useful time to go to sleep and lucid dream. This is one of the reasons why I like sleeping so much, because I'm an avid lucid dreamer, and like it was getting to the point where even my lucid dreams was telling me to wake up and get to work and put out this content and do everything else I've been planning to do in life. So anyway, I came across Peripheral, and this is where I guess I'll put the little card where, for y'all who don't really care about me as a person, who just care about whether a show is good or not, I'll put that here because Peripheral is awesome, outstanding show. Really, really well done. Like I mentioned, it's got Chloe Grace Moretz, and honestly, she's the only actress that I actually recognize. And she's the protagonist of the story. Basically, her mother has some medical issues that they don't really tell you what it is at first, but you can just tell she's a young woman who has to take care of her mother, who seems to be like dying way too early. She has a brother who is ex-Marine, and he's probably the co-protagonist in the story. They live in a small southern town, and the brothers troop basically somehow they all live in the same place. So she's got the military support of her brother and his troop, but it is like a futuristic show. So the Marines, they're all connected basically with some kind of biotechnology software where they can all link together and see what each other see, think what each other think, feel what each other feel. And Chloe's character actually gets a taste of that when she goes into this virtual reality game. So the whole thing about it is her brother plays these virtual reality games for money, advancing people, like rich people who don't really have the skills, by taking over their avatars and advancing them in these games. That's how he make his bread and butter. He gets approached by this unknown company with a new game, basically, and they're paying him to try it out. Well, he knows that his sister is a better player, so he lets her put on the headset and get immersed in this game. And it turns out that this new game, is not really a game. It's like really kind of transporting them into a reality in the future, and all this mayhem unfolds from that. So Chloe's character is basically plugging into the future. She's getting this, I don't want to give too much away. I know I always say that, but I don't. So it's really cool. That's where the sci-fi twist comes in. It's basically, you know how like today is taken over by filters on social media. That's kind of how this game is, except they filter the city and the landscapes, and it's hard to tell like what is real, what is not real, what is in the future, and what they just want you to think is in the future. So it's all intertangled, and it's just a really cool show. Basically, she finds out that this game is not really a game, that she really is taking part in some events in the future, and yeah, she does her thing. Another thing about this show that I feel like is just kind of destiny is like, it's brand new. Like, they only released 6 episodes. I'm finishing the 6th episode now, and new episodes come out every Friday. So I typically just binge a show all the way through, and I can't do that with this one, but I love it. It's my favorite show right now. So other than rap shit, like, this is the only other show that's been like that, like where I have to actually wait for the episodes to come out, and it's a little frustrating. It is. But it's like mandatory control. It's serving mandatory control. So I will let you know my thoughts once I see the season finale, I guess in a few weeks. Hopefully they make 10 episodes. Like I said, it's episode 6 now. So hopefully there's at least 4 more episodes for me to dive into. But it's a really good show. As I mentioned before, it's got the same producers or directors or whatever as Westworld. So if you like Westworld, you'll love Peripheral. It's definitely more digestible, like I said, than even Westworld first season, which was immaculate execution was Westworld first season, and so is this one. But like I said, it's more digestible, so the storyline's easier to follow, and yeah, it's Peripheral on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen it, check it out, especially if you're into some sci-fi, some weird stuff. Oh, another thing, something I just can't get over, and you'll hear this more and more of me reviewing film, is like, I really value Black characters. Look at me, like, how could I not, you know? So like, one of the biggest villains in this film is a Black woman, and the way they introduced her, I just have so much respect. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all about this one scene. So it's Chloe's character. I think her name is Fitz or something like that. Fitz, and it's her first time in this futuristic, this new tech sim is what they call it. So she's in this new simulation. She's trying to, you know, win this game, and one of her first tasks is to find the most beautiful woman in the room. And naturally, she gravitates towards this older, bald Black woman, and I love that. She's not even older, like, that's disrespect. Mature, bald Black woman, and I love that. That's not who she was supposed to be following, which is okay, but like, that's who she gravitated to first, and that's awesome. Just to, like, although she ends up being the villain, like, I like nuanced. What's the word I'm looking for? Really taking me a long time to think of this word, y'all. Nuanced, like subliminal messaging, I guess. That's still not the word I'm looking for, but like, it was nice, like, to see, first of all, Black people in an awesome show, and for like that could have easily been like a blonde, skinny supermodel woman that he gravitated to first, because there were plenty in the room, and that's not who he went to. And I'm saying he because she was actually in her brother's avatar, because they thought that her brother was the master of all these Sims and stuff. But y'all will get it. Watch the show and y'all get it. But yeah, I love that. And that's not the only black character in the show. There's plenty of black characters, different type of roles, and that's beautiful to me. It's beautiful to me. Anytime I see some black brilliance, I'm gonna enhance it. I'm gonna highlight it, and it's gonna give me more reason to watch it. So the Peripheral on Prime Video. If you start it now, you can't binge it all the way through because they're not done with it yet. But if you do start it as a result of seeing this, let me know. Y'all can talk to me. Y'all can comment. You know, I'm a nice person. I'm not that friendly, but I'm a nice person. And I promise, like, I've dedicated to putting more effort into connecting with other people. So if you comment, I'm gonna comment back. Unless you just seem like a robot, because, you know, there's a lot of that. But yeah, let me know what you think. And I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to leaving another review once season 1 is complete. And I look forward to telling you more about the awesome films that high-key saved my life. Like, not like I was suicidal before I was watching these films, but like they saved my life in a way that they resulted in me using my energy, my life energy, more proactively, more productively, more happily than just wasting it away. So on that depressing note, see y'all next time.